It's officially comfort food season, and I can't think of anything more classic than spaghetti and meatballs. But today I'm gonna show you how to take this classic comfort food to the next level. We're talking juicy, tender meatballs, a perfect homemade sauce, and an elevated garlic bread. Basically, this isn't your average weeknight dinner. This is restaurant quality flavor right at home. Meet me in the kitchen, let's make it happen. All right guys, next up we're gonna go ahead and get started on our pasta sauce. So we're doing meatballs to go with this spaghetti, so we're not adding any meat to the sauce until we add the meatballs later. So we get the party started first with some onions. We got a high smoke point oil, avocado oil, or olive oil, up to you. Olive oil has a little bit lower smoke point, probably a little more traditional for Italian cooking, but I'm using avocado oil today. One whole onion going in. I'm gonna sweat that down, add the garlic. Just kind of low heat. You don't want to, burn your garlic. You want to just infuse that flavor into the sauce. You got to do that low and slow. All right, guys, once you sweat down the onions and the garlic, it's time to add a few key ingredients that's going to take this from home chef quality to restaurant quality. We're going to add a little bit of beef bouillon powder. That's kind of a cheat code. It's going to add some enhanced flavor that you can't really get unless you slow cook something for a long time. Definitely a cheat code. Then we're going to add some tomato paste. That's going to add some concentrated tomato flavor. And then finally, we're going to deglaze all of that with some dry red wine, give it that real restaurant quality taste. So after the red wine goes in, you want to increase the heat, let that cook off, reduce by about half. At that point, you're going to go ahead and add in your tomato product. San Marzano is my favorite if you can find it. High quality tomato product, but get whatever's in the budget. You can always taste and adjust as needed. We're going to let this simmer for about 30 to 45 minutes. All right, people, next up, I'm about to show you the best meatballs you've ever had in your life. They're not traditional Italian meatballs, but I assure you, if you make these, you're gonna absolutely love them. We got 1 pound of 80/20 ground beef and 1 pound of ground pork. You can use ground veal, or you can use all ground beef if you want, even turkey if that's your kind of style. We're gonna go ahead and mix this together. Try not to over mix it too much. We don't want them to be too dense. We're gonna add lots of ingredients that's gonna keep these nice and moist though. So a couple of the secret ingredients include Boursin Garlic Herb cheese. If you've never used that before, they make a phenomenal meatball or meatloaf. Also great for a charcuterie board. Then we're also gonna add a little sour cream. Those two things are gonna keep the meatballs nice and moist. I also like to grate my onions. I don't want big chunks of onion in my meatball, so we grate it with a cheese grater so it basically gets the onion flavor into the meatball without the big chunks, and it's gonna melt right into the meatball as it cooks. So basically at this point, we're just gonna fold all of these ingredients in, get it nice and evenly distributed, and then we're gonna add 2 beaten eggs and enough Italian breadcrumbs to bind all of this together. And you're gonna have yourself some delicious meatballs. We're gonna sear these off in the skillet and then finish them in our pasta sauce that we made. All right guys, so once you have your meatballs mixed together, you can pop them in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes, let it really form together nicely. Then you wanna grab a ice cream scoop if you have one, or just use your bare hands. Oil your ice cream scoop, oil your hands, that way the meatballs don't stick. And then we're gonna roll them into the meatballs desired size, whatever size you like. I like mine about 2.5 to 3 ounces. We're gonna sear them in a skillet and then finish them in the sauce. All right guys, as you know, nothing pairs better with some spaghetti than some good garlic bread. Back in the day, we used Texas toast, but today I'm gonna show you an elevated version with some confit garlic or roasted garlic. We got 1 stick of melted butter, a heaping tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half of that roasted garlic. You're gonna take that oil and put it in a squirt bottle, use that for another recipe, steak, salad dressing, something like that. going to mix that garlic in with that butter, a couple tablespoons of diced parsley, and then the secret weapon, my buttery garlic pepper seasoning. If you don't have that, you can grab it at mrmakeithappen.shop or just use whatever your favorite seasoning blend is. I'm going to give this a mix, and this could be what we're going to spread on our French bread. Pop that in the oven at 400 degrees for about 12 minutes. You have the most delicious garlic bread you ever had. All right, guys, we went ahead and plated this up. Extra meatballs. This right here is like a plate you need after 10 hours at a manual labor job. Side of garlic bread. Trust me, if you want to make this for your significant other, you will be on their good side for at least a week. Let's get in here for the taste test. But before we do that, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell to enable notifications as well. I don't think I've wanted to dig in for a taste test more in my life. The meatball is tender, it's juicy. I know it's good because I already had one. Pinch me off a little spaghetti. It's all right. Stay to the end, you guys get to see Moody and Mel do the Lady and the Tramp thing. Don't let the people down. Here we go. That's good. Comfort food.
Got to do that.
There you go.
This is so buttery.
Roasted garlic.
The toast of garlic on it is key. Can't get that one. Can't get that one.
Yeah, so a meatball on the garlic bread.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Alright, go ahead. Damn.
That's somebody not I made.
Alright. This what we need right here.
Gotta do a meatball sub with these.
Yeah, for sure. The streets need this right here. You gotta make them.
All right, people, the time is now. My new cookbook, Meet Me in the Kitchen, is officially available for purchase. And for a limited time, if you buy right now, you're going to get a signed copy. So head over to mrmakeithappen.shop. Get your brand new cookbook with over 100 recipes for all skill levels with no flavor left behind. I appreciate all the support. I'm going to be actively signing these books until my hand falls off. We got over 100 plus recipes in here, and we'll be shipping daily. Thank you. Head to mrmakeithappen.shop for your signed copy.